Say hello, Betty. Brought Betty with us tonight. We are so excited to have you here again tonight. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody. We are here broadcasting to you Thursday through Sunday. There are a lot of other live broadcasts happening on Vashon. To find a little bit more about that, go to vashonevents.org and you will see a lot of great entertainment for your entire week. I'm very excited about our guest tonight. Actually, a little trivia. Our folks we have here tonight were played at the last First Friday. So, I don't know, coincidence? It's kind of creepy, right? They played at the March First Friday, but they do say that jazz is the devil's music. So, you know, don't go throwing rocks, Vashon. So tonight we have Chris O'Brien and Barry Cooper here together playing as the Pacific Standards Time jazz duo. I have my bottle of wine. I'm going to sit here and say hello to y'all in the comments and drink some wine while we enjoy this music. Have a great night.
We are so happy to be here. As Sarah mentioned, the last gig we played was with the bigger band, the Confessions, and that was, I think, on March 1st. And it's been way too long. And so when we got the request a couple days ago to come and play tonight, Barry and I jumped at the chance. And you've been missing it a lot, haven't you?
Oh, I've been missing it quite a bit. Had to dust off the horns and my chops and everything.
You know, that song that we just played is a favorite of a lot of people, Cantaloupe Island, written by Herbie Hancock. And what's astounding is that he wrote that and played it with Miles Davis Quartet back in 1964, I believe. He was only 24 at the time, and he's still cranking out prodigious amount of high-quality music with a lot of people. So that's pretty remarkable. The next song we're going to play, before we mention it, it's interesting. The woman who wrote it, Anne Ronell, was a Tin Pan Alley star, a lyricist. You know, they just crank out the tunes. And this one became a huge hit for her, and everyone, I think, will recognize it. But did you know she's famous for lyrics for another song? You would know it if you were raised like I was, and you got your moral upbringing through watching Disney cartoons or things like that. There was the Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? She wrote those lyrics. Awesome.
Oh my God.
All right, here's the next one from 1932, Willow, Weep for Me. That's a favorite. We enjoy playing that one a lot. Next one up, this is kind of a Vashon story because while it didn't take place on Vashon, the Spirit of Vashon is there. This song was written by a guy who went by the name of Eden Abez. That wasn't his real name. Well, it was his real name, but it wasn't his original name. And he was, in the 1940s, part of a group called the Nature Boys. And they lived in Los Angeles. Someone described them as proto-hippies. And Eden was a songwriter, and he lived outdoors as a vegetarian under the letter L in the Hollywood sign above the hills of Los Angeles. So, that's kind of Vashon, right? He wrote some great lyrics to a tune that he wanted Nat King Cole to do, and the people around Nat King Cole wouldn't let this guy Eden in to give him the lyrics, so the valet slipped it into Nat King Cole's luggage, and he found the music and the lyrics, realized how important they were, and performed it. And the reception was so good, he wanted to record it, but they had to track this. The record label had to track this guy down in the hills of Los Angeles to get his buy-in so he could record that. And of course, the tune has been done by many, many people in many different styles. My favorite version, I think, is, other than Nat King Cole, is the Miles Davis from 1955. So speaking of that, would you take us in on trumpet? Well, thanks for that nice horn. I like that. Nature Boy, of course, by Eden Abez, made famous by Nat King Cole and Miles Davis. Next one up.
Do we want to speak on the on our
So
behalf, or-
that's a good reminder. Barry was saying, firstly, thank you to Adam and Megan for making Snapdragon available. This is, this is home for a lot of people, and this is it feels good to be inside. Although we don't see you here, we miss everybody.
that was something I think we were talking about just the other day, was how odd it is not having an audience.
Yeah.
That is, I'm used to being on the stage up there and having,
You connect with
24.
somebody.
You
Make
connect
eye
with
contact.
people.
Yeah.
You connect and you play to, like, I find myself playing to one person, and really zoning in on that one person. And it's just not here right now. I mean, I guess we can play to
It's like
our camera people.
we're playing for Sarah.
We're playing for Sarah.
It's like on Romper. I see Billy and Sally and most people aren't as old as us.
I remember that.
The other thing to mention is that obviously there are a lot of volunteers making this happen, and for sound and light and broadcasting, and we really appreciate all the volunteers. And there's so many other volunteers on the island that are making things happen. One of the things that we both felt strongly about is that if you're so inclined and would like to make a donation as a tip or other way of saying thanks for these activities tonight, the group that we've designated are Vashon Youth and Family Services, and I know you feel very strongly about that too.
Very, very strongly. What a great organization of people that they help in so many different ways on the island. There's so many different angles that people can go to for food vouchers or granny's vouchers.
Support across a whole range of things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, why don't we play some more music? The next tune is actually from 1943, and it was in a Broadway musical. And if there are Shakespeareans in the audience, so I know, John Kuzma, you're a Shakespeare fan. If you're listening, see if you can tell me what Shakespeare play, the main lyrics from when you speak low when you speak love. What was that ripped off from? Speak low. So I hope everybody's sheltering well in place. It's kind of just bizarre times. We were talking with Martin Favier. Thank you, Martin, for hooking up the sound for us tonight. And just what a strange time. It's so hard to understand what we're living in. We're lucky that we're here on island, right? This is a pretty fabulous place. Yeah.
Everyone's behaving.
People are well behaved. You know, I volunteer as part of the Medical Reserve Corps, and we do COVID testing at Mukai Gardens, and people are so well behaved. Everybody's standing apart, gowns and gloves and masks, and people drive in. We have to watch them do the nasal swab, and then they drive out. But everybody does it perfectly. Everybody's very appreciative, and we've kept the numbers down, so that's a good thing. Speaking of numbers, 1952 is the year of the next tune, and one of the prettiest melodies and ballads done by many people in very different styles, but it was from originally in a movie. Do you know the name of the movie that this was in?
That I have no idea.
1 Minute to Zero. So the beautiful ballad called When I Fall in Love.
it in here between.
Yeah, we need like glasses clinking
Clanking,
together.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you decide whether to play trumpet or flugelhorn?
You know, it's all pretty much instinct. You can play flugelhorn. I mean, look at Freddie Hubbard. Freddie played flugelhorn on a lot of upbeat jazz stuff.
Yeah. Because it has a deeper,
It
warmer,
does have
mellower
a-
tone. Yeah.
it's something in between a trumpet and a French horn
Yeah.
in sound and size. And Chuck Mangione really made it big in the 70s. That kind of made it popular.
Yeah.
But it really is for the ballad pieces. It just has such a beautiful round sound.
You know, we don't get a chance to play these ballads that much, and so Barry and I recently put together the standard time group with a variety of island musicians getting to play. So a couple weeks, gosh, it seems like a lifetime ago, we played with Kevin Nortes on bass and Rebecca Kuzma and Christine Patterson singing some of their favorite ballads. And as soon as we're allowed to get back together and do that again, we will, and other
Great to
people
get a
as well.
Rhythm section,
Yeah,
full rhythm section.
yeah. Speaking of rhythm, the next one, written by Seymour Simmons and Gerald Marks, comes from, do you know what year this comes from? 1931.
I was going to say,
Is that-
somewhere around 35, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good, you
31,
got it.
huh? Okay.
This one, I think, will be our last, unless we need to keep playing more. we can play this one.
Yeah. do one more.
Oh, we have time for one more. Are your lips up for another one?
Oh, let's give it a try.
We'll slow it down and do something in C minor, which is always good for the lips.
All right.
I hope that was enjoyable. Have a great Saturday night. Thanks again to Snapdragon, all the volunteers, Vashon Youth and Family Services, and we'll see you around the island.
Thank you.